Welcome back to my channel, my GLP lifelong weight loss journey. My name is Patty. This is video number 7, and we're going to talk about 2012 to 2020. During this time, I got divorced, and my daughter got married in 2014, and then I moved to Florida from Minnesota. My brother was divorced also, and so I had turned 55, was turning 55, so we got decided, hey, we're both alone, let's share the rent. So we got a 2-bedroom trailer with another addition in a 55 plus park. And then, a year later, they started raising the rents higher than everything. So we bought a house, and then we were there a while, and you lose when you're in a house in a neighborhood, kind of hard to meet people. So we decided he had friends in Georgia. I was working from home, and so I could anywhere as long as we had internet. And so we sold the house in Florida, moved in 2018, and moved to Georgia. We were just on the Georgia side of, from south of Chattanooga on the Georgia side. And was there a while. My brother ended up staying there. Our other brother came, and there we had a bigger house. It was over there. And so we had another bedroom, and so our other brother came and stayed with us for a while. But then I decided my kids wanted me to come back, so of course I moved back to Fargo, North Dakota, and stayed up there a while. All this time I'm dieting. My brother and I had dieted while we were down in Florida, and we were very strict. We were going to the gym 6 days a week, spending an hour and a half or whatever there. And so, of course, he was a man, and he lost weight really fast. I did, because I had gotten up to 250, and then I did get down to 199. And we moved to Georgia, and we were too far away from the gym, and things just, humidity, and you'd walk out the door and you were wringing wet. So you could take a shower, walk out the door, and you're wringing wet with sweat. And I just, my brother had lived in Chattanooga before moving to Florida, and so he knew people around there and things to do. But, I met his friends, but so I was missing other people, and so I had moved back, like I said, in 2019 in February, then, January, February, my dog and I, we had a U-Haul truck, and we had it loaded, and we had my car on a dolly. I'd gotten a very old used car from his friend, because all the time I was with him, I didn't need a vehicle, because we used his pickup all the time, and I wasn't driving anywhere. So, but I knew I was going to need something when I got back up north, and so dog and I, he was my little Chihuahua, my buddy, and we trucked on back. Let me tell you, hauling a trailer behind. Luckily, it was out a trailer, not a, it was a good-sized U-Haul truck, and then a full-size car on the trailer behind, and this is winter. I'm going north. We made it, but those last couple hours, I didn't think I was going to. And I had rented an apartment. My daughter had went and looked at it for me, and then I had rented it over the phone. They'd sent me the emails, and I rented it, and she had the key for me, so that then when I get there, we got to Fargo, and she lives out of town, west out of town, about 15 miles. And Highway 94 was closed. A storm hit in. So here's the dog and I sleeping. Well, we slept in the vehicle anyway the whole time. I would just sleep sitting up, and the dog, as long as I kept him warm, he was happy. But we slept in the Sam's parking lot because she couldn't get to town, and we were stranded there, so we couldn't get in the apartment. I couldn't get the key from her, and so we were there, and then I had to wait till the next day, the afternoon, when they finally got the highway opened back up, and so then got there and got stuff unloaded. Well, some of my stuff didn't fit. Luckily, I'd had the U-Haul for a week, and so I had a few more days. But we went over and dropped the trailer with my car, got it off, and returned the trailer part. Kept the truck, because then I went on and put on like a quick ad on something up or something, or like Facebook, because I'd had a treadmill, and then the bed that I had was one of the my brother had bought me a bed, one of those. It was a queen size bed, but it was one that, it could go up and down the bottom. You could raise the bottom of the legs so that when you're sleeping well, it wouldn't fit in the bedroom in this apartment. So I had to hurry up and sell that and order and then a day or so later, my son-in-law and my daughter, she worked in town, and he did too. They ended up having to come over and stay there with me because they couldn't get home. The highway closed. That's just North Dakota, Minnesota, by the border there. Chances you take sometimes, if they close all the highways, and we just happened to hit a streak there, so they end up coming and crashing at my house. I said, well, I'd gotten my bed by then, because it would have been like a week later or something, and they had my bed, and the dog and I slept out on the couch, and it was good times, yeah. But so we stayed there, and let's see. Then in February or January 1st of 2020, a couple days after the New Year, our older brother that had come and stayed with my brother, and that he had moved to Yuma, Arizona, and was parked at trailers, and they had trailers, small trailers for sale for good prices, and so 55 plus, and our other cousin bought a place, and some of our other friends from up there were, and so my brother that was already down there, and then the other brother sent him, they bought me a trailer for like $1,500. It was like a travel trailer, and it was good enough for me. Oh, my dog had died, because he was 15 years old. He had died in September. He'd had a lot of things. I rescued him when he was 6, and I had him for 8 years. He was my companion, and he's the one who gave me the strength to stand up to the ex and then kick his ass out and fight for everything I got in the divorce. Wasn't a lot, but the stuff that I paid for. And so that was hard, losing my dog, Had him for 8 years. He was everything. We, moved to Florida together. We moved back up, moved to Georgia together, and then moved back up. So him being gone, it was hard, and I said, nope, not ever getting another animal. So then, and my brother the other brother that was in Georgia, he had put the house up for sale there, and then his guy sold it, but then the closing date kept getting moved, so I ended up beating him to I left like shortly, I think I left the 2nd or 3rd or something like that of January, and drove down to my old car. I mean, it had a new motor in it, and I made it. I drove by myself all the way down to Yuma, Arizona, and got there and got settled in. And then like a week or so later, my other brother, and he'd bought a trailer house. The people were holding it for him, and it was like kitty corner from me. And then a few months later, into 2020, good friends that we have now, they had moved down there from Washington, and they ended up being our neighbors, and we've, they're great people, couple, and they're still here in Yuma, and I love them. They're, if I need something, they're there, and if they need something, I'm there. And then we all ended up moving out of the park a couple years later, which I'll get to later. But so this one was quick. There wasn't a lot. I had put back on, like I said, I'd gotten to 199, and then when I moved to Georgia, was still trying to diet, but we weren't going, things. We weren't going to the gym. I did have the treadmill in my room, but it just wasn't the same. I don't know. My body decided nope, and it kicked itself back up to 220 before you knew it. So when I got down to, I think when I got to Yuma in January of 2020, I was 215 or something. So, but this is just a short one. The next one will be the 2020 to present, but some of them have been longer. This one is shorter, and we'll pick up and have a great evening. Hope to see you back here, and have a good night. Goodbye, friends.